in Jena.
Gentlemen, first leg, Michael to throw first. Game on!
As MVG begins his German Darts Masters campaign against John Michael. Chris Murphy joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for it. And look what MVG has in store for you tonight.
Yeah, reigning and defending German Darts Master as well, Michael van Gerwen.
60.
Didn't tally up, actually, who's got the most titles of any kind between MVG and John Michael.
Well, I'll tell you what. John Michael certainly has more Greek national championships than Michael van Gerwen, and I would wager more Greek Open titles. He's got 6 of them and 14 of the Greek national championships. So beat 43. That, MVG.
Not aware of Michael van Gerwen ever winning a Greek title.
Well, for a man who treats darts titles like Pokemon, that is a glaring omission.
56.
So we'll have to get him to the Greek national championships perhaps at some point.
Well, we look forward to more obscure film references from Chris Murphy over the potentially next 11 legs. Well, MVG is looking at 170 for a 12 darter, and to be honest, I would have fancied him to go for the ball had he hit the first 2 in the treble 20.
Peter Wright did that in the very first leg against Mark Webster. Didn't hit the bull, of course. Mark Webster still holds the highest checkout of the weekend, 161, but yeah, just to get the crowd going. Well, to be honest, Michael van Gerwen goes for it all the time anyway, doesn't he? Whether it's the first leg, the last leg,
Game shown the first
middle leg, which probably will be the 3rd or 4th in this match.
Don't be so sure. John Michael, in his first round win against Robert Marjanovic, he won it 6-2. All right, he only averaged around about 90 in the end. But halfway through that game, 3 or 4 legs in, he was averaging up at 107. It was very, very good from John Michael.
Yeah, he went crazy, didn't he? Couldn't seem to miss for a period in that game. Well, what's going on here? They look like they're going to drop out, but that's just the illusion that his type of darts send. No illusion there. 180 for MVG.
Well, he's looking pretty fired up for it, the world number 1. Number 1 seed here this weekend. He's going to be number 1 seed for everything he wants to be. The only difference will be is if once his child arrives later this year and he starts taking a back seat potentially, perhaps skipping a few tournaments here and there.
Yeah, well, he took the weekend off in Barnsley last weekend, but he's worked out that he would try and fulfill his European tour commitments and perhaps let a few of the floor events go. He thinks he's on a
game shown the second leg.
He thinks he's on a much better hourly rate when he wins European tour events.
Game on.
And he has worked it out.
Well, we worked it out at one tournament, whereby I think he was earning something like about 20 quid per dart thrown. Admittedly, he didn't throw many because he was winning everything at about 6-2. And usually with 104 average. Not quite 118 average, which is what he's throwing right now, but it is very early days. But don't rule out him maintaining that standard, because he's done it on more than one occasion. He did it in a Euro Tour final in Hildesheim against Gary Anderson, average nearly 118. He holds the world record for the highest ever average seen in a televised game of 123.4, and it was very nearly well over 130.
100.
Michael Smith, the unfortunate footnote to that piece of history.
135.
Michael van Gerwen looking to make his mark. He was bitterly disappointed to only get a draw on Thursday night in the Premier League, despite coming back from 5-1 down against Peter Wright. He said
55.
Victory is all he will accept. He won't stand for a mere 1 point in a Premier League match, whatever position he's in, because he said you don't just look at
81.
the end of the match, you've got to look at the chances that he missed at the beginning as well. And he, the strength of Michael van Gerwen's that he will only ever blame himself.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
97.
I have to say, I think he's a superb champion. I think he's very gracious in defeat. It doesn't happen very often. Tops. Well, it was the route.
60.
It's also perhaps a message to his opponents as well. He's almost saying, it doesn't really matter what you do.
You're irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's all about me. Yeah, I quite like that way of thinking. I quite like this, though, from John Michael. For a break of throw.
77.
Ooh. Well,
Michael, you require 40.
misses outside on the double 16, and even though they're only
Game shown.
mediocre chances, ton plus
Michael Van Gerwen,
checkouts, they're the ones you
full-fledged
kind of
jump
have to
throw
take out
first.
against Michael
Game
Van
on.
Gerwen. It's 3-0.
Yeah, it was a chance for John Michael. Would have changed the complexion of this match. If he can find the level of darts he played the first half of the game yesterday, will give Michael Van Gerwen a game, but unfortunately...
It's not there at the moment, is it? And Michael Van Gerwen looks in the move, because that
77.
is as good as a maximum. 177.
100.
Well, nobody's averaged even 100 yet in the
58.
tournament. You'd look at the list of players still to come sort of halfway through this evening session and said, well, we think it probably will happen, but Peter Wright came close, but
100.
they only care about winning. Didn't average over 100 at all, Peter Wright, and win the German Darts Championship. That didn't stop him.
96.
Didn't need to average over 100 in beating Michael Van Gerwen in the final. It was only low to mid 90s. Still enough, though. Putting some good legs in the
60.
back end of that to close it out.
Well, he averaged over 100 on Thursday night and got beaten 7-2 by Gary Anderson. Now MVG not in.
105.
Well, as good as MVG has been, this is a leg where John Michael knows, had he thrown a 15-darter, he would have won it. And he hasn't, and it means that Michael Van Gerwen could get another break at a 4-0 lead. Well, he's missed the 25, but it does mean he's going to get one dart at tops.
45.
Pulls it a little bit low, so John
you
Michael,
require 41.
he's missed one dart for a leg. He's going to get two more here, you would think. Is there a way back? For the
Game
finest
shown, the
player
full
Greece has ever
John
produced.
Michael, fifth leg, Michael to throw first. Game on. $121.
Well, maybe there is.
125.
More or less matches MVG in the first exchange.
100.
Well, look, I know MVG,
60.
last year he was winning almost half the tournaments he entered. It's not quite been that good for him this year. I mean, it's still been good. Of course it's been good. Won the Masters. Won a UK Open qualifier through 2 9-darters in a game. Won one of the Pro Tour events in the Players' Championship Series.
83. Michael require 140.
But that's it.
Well, on that Saturday when he lost to Adrian Lewis, one of the best matches we've seen on the Pro Tour, he missed double 12 for a 9-darter, lost the leg. I think they hit 13 180s between them. Lewis went on to win the title, and Michael Van Gerwen's pals
140.
were winding him
Michael
up,
require
saying you can't win
40.
anymore, Michael. He turned up the next day and won the title.
Game shown the fifth leg. Michael Van Gerwen, sixth leg jump to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, if you provoke him, if you question Michael Van Gerwen, all you're doing really is giving him more motivation to go and win. And sometimes, particularly last year, you looked at him and just thought, well, what more is there to do? Really? You've won every single major title. You're winning all sorts. You're throwing darts well. Thought we were going to see another 180 there. But what actually drives you to go on? I mean, his first answer is always money. But the other one is he just loves winning. It's winning. It's a habit.
85.
It's a drug.
Yeah, and he's also taken a liking to breaking records, especially one set by Phil Taylor, which is most
of them,
records
yeah.
in darts.
140.
But I can remember one occasion when he was speaking to whoever was interviewing him after a match when he'd broken a record, and he actually said whose record was it, knowing full well that they would have to respond Phil Taylor.
And then feign surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, well, was it?
Yeah, he does enjoy it, Michael Van
56.
Gerwen. He enjoys the camaraderie. I think rather more because he knows he's the best player at the moment.
enjoys a 170. How often does he
Michael,
leave
we
this?
require 170.
He loves it. 19s. 2 of those leaves. Double 18.
134. John, you require 100.
Well then, John Michael, it might have to go. But it'd be good, wouldn't it? No, not to be. An MVG looking at double 18 for 5-1. The world number 1 might be wrapping this up in double quick time, because there it is. It's another 13 dart leg, and Michael van Gerwen in irresistible form this evening. It's just too much even for the finest player that Greece has ever produced. 108 average almost. In fact, that'll take it up to 108, I would imagine. There, past it, nearly 109.
Well, it would have to go terribly wrong for him not to post the first ton plus average of the tournament from this point. Michael van Gerwen setting the standard, as he often has in darts tournaments around the world. And he'll be heading around the world very soon. Heading back to the hotel very soon. To prepare for tomorrow, the winner of this taking on the winner of our final match this evening. Coming up next, Cristo Reyes against Mervyn King.
140.
71% on doubles, an average of 108, 109.
91.
It's not surprising when Michael van Gerwen puts in these kind of performances.
Bang average.
140. Michael,
Right, 136 to win it. In style. And of course he wins it in style. Michael van Gerwen with the performance of the tournament so far, a 6-1 thrashing of Greece's John Michael. He's through to take on the winner of our next match tomorrow, the final day of action. But before that, let's see who MVG's opponent will be in the last 16.